Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Calexico City Council, Calexico Redevelopment Succession Agency, Calexico Finance Authority Planning Commission regular meeting. Today is Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. The meeting is called to order at 7:19 p.m.
Mayor, that clock is wrong.
That clock is wrong?
6:39.
So I get for looking at that clock, and my watch is off. Call to order at 6:30 p.m. 6:39 p.m. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mayor Legaspi,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon,
Present.
Councilmember Marquez,
Present.
Councilmember Thailenda,
Here.
Councilmember Noricumbo.
Present.
We have quorum.
Thank you. Could we all please stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance? Mayor Pro Tem Calderon, would you please lead us with that? Please remain standing for our pastor, Carl, who will be coming up and say a few words.
Good evening. My name's Carl Nieto, and I'm from First Fundamental Bible Church. And I just want to thank the council for this opportunity to pray for you guys. So let's bow our heads and let's pray. God in heaven, we just thank you for this night, Lord, that the council can come together, Lord, and meet and discuss the city's issues, Lord. And we just thank you also, Lord, for your faithfulness and how you tell us that we need to pray for those who are in charge, Lord, of our cities. And we understand, Lord, that all wisdom and knowledge, it comes from you, Lord. And we ask, Lord, that your presence be in this meeting tonight, Lord, that you would just guide them, Lord. We just pray for the city council, Lord, that as they govern our city, Lord, that they would do it with humility, integrity, and compassion, Lord. And that you would also help them, Lord, to make the right decisions for our city, Lord. Even the hard decisions, that you would just guide them, Lord, and just put your hand upon them. And we just thank you, Lord. We thank you for our city, and we pray for all the citizens, Lord. And we just thank you, Lord, for all the first responders, that you would just watch over them as they do their duties, Lord. We thank you for all the city employees and all those who serve the public, Lord, that you would just watch over them, Lord. And we just ask, Lord, that everything that is said and done, Lord, it'll be for your honor and glory, Lord. And we ask this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Please be seated. City Attorney, do we, any information on our closed session announcements?
No, Mayor. So the city council met in closed session regarding the 4 agendized closed session items and took no reportable actions.
Okay. Do I have the approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I was going to ask if we can table item 13, 14, 15, and 16 to the February 4th meeting.
So you're asking to table 13, 14, 15, and 16?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a motion for approval?
I motion.
Do I have a second?
15 also.
Wait, second.
Oh. Okay, motion was approved, or motion was stated by Councilmember Thailenda and second by Councilmember Aliana Marquez.
Yeah, for the February 4th meeting.
February 14th.
February 4th.
Mayor Legaspi,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon,
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez,
Yes.
Councilmember Thailenda?
Yes.
Councilmember Noricumbo?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Going on to presentation, and I forgot, under the mayoral recognition of the night out events, that needs to be removed. That's going to be done at the police commissioners' meeting. Motion for approval?
Mayor, I think the city manager has some items as well.
Yes, Mayor. Staff would like to pull items 17, which was, I think, already pulled, and number 20.
I'm sorry, what was that?
So we'd like to add item 20 to be pulled. Thank you.
Okay, so in additional to 13, 14, 15, and 16, we're also pulling number 20. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'm sorry, Mayor, just to clarify, I'm sorry. If 17 wasn't pulled, then 17 as well. So 17 and 20 for staff would like to pull.
So, okay. So we're looking at pulling,
Yeah, I can clarify. So the mayor would like to continue pull item number 3. The city manager would like to pull items 17 and 20.
okay. So just for clarification, we're pulling and 16.
So those were already voted on, so
Okay.
that's already,
Okay.
those have already been continued to the February 4th
Okay.
regular council meeting.
So
This
we're
next motion is for
pulling 20.
3, 17, and 20
To be tabled.
to be tabled.
17 and 20?
Yes, sir.
17,
17 and 20.
correct.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do I have a motion for approval on pulling 17 and 20?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Madam Clerk, roll call?
Mayor Legaspi?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon?
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez?
Yes.
Councilmember Thailenda is absent. Councilmember Noricumbo?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Moving on to presentations. On the first one is the proclamation declaring the month of February as Teen Dating Violence Awareness. Okay. So, proclamation being read here is whereas teen dating violence is a serious and safety issue that affects young people of all backgrounds and communities, including those in the city of Calexico. Whereas teen dating violence can include physical, emotional, psychological, sexual, and digital abuse, and early exposure to such behavior can long-term impact as mental health, academic success, and overall well-being and.
Whereas,
Go ahead.
whereas raising awareness, promoting education, and encouraging health relationship skills among youth are critical steps towards prevention and early intervention, and
The month of February is national recognized as Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, providing an important opportunity to engage the community in conversations about respect, consent, mental health, and safe relationships. And whereas the Rotary Club of Calexico, in partnership with the Rotary Action Group for Mental Health Initiatives, District 5340, has led a community-based awareness project aimed to educate youth, families, educators, and community members about teen dating violence and its impact. And
Whereas this collaborative effort reflects Rotary's commitment to service above self, mental health advocacy, youth protection, and community healing through education, awareness, and prevention. And whereas the City of Calexico recognizes the importance of partnerships between local government, nonprofit organizations, and civic groups in fostering a safe, informed, and resilient community. Now therefore, be it resolved that the Calexico City Council hereby proclaims the month of February as Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month and recognizes the Rotary Club of Calexico and the Rotary Action Club Group for Mental Health, District 5340 Chapter, for their leadership and dedication.
In witness whereof I hereunto affix my signature and official seal of City of Calexico in this 21st day of January 2026. Do we have our Rotarians here? All right, can you please stand up and come to the dais?
Thank you, Mayor Legaspi, members of the City Council. Mario Conde. I'm the president of your favorite Rotary Club in the world, the Rotary Club of Calexico. And I thank you very much for this proclamation. The Rotary Club of Calexico has been committed in the last year to promote mental health. Last year, the City of Calexico proclaimed the month of June as Men's Mental Health Month, and we did a panel discussion and awareness about the importance of breaking the stigma on men's depression and men's mental health. And this February, we're doing a panel discussion on teen dating violence. So the council and the community is invited to our Teen Dating Violence Awareness Panel on February the 11th at the Camarena Memorial Library at 3:30 p.m. It will be for the community and especially the students and the parents. So we're having a great panel. We have DA George Marquez in the panel. We have Carolina Gonzalez and Maria Arredondo from ICOE Mental Health Specialist. We have our great chief Armando Orozco in the panel. We have Gina Vargas from Women Heaven. We have Mario Rios and Albert Zambrano from NAMI of Imperial Valley. And our moderator will be Ms. Jasmine Bueno from Behavioral Health. So the community and the council is invited to this event, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Calexico. And I forgot to take a picture with the, but you'll be present, and we thank you, Chief, for your help. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Conde, for an outstanding job. Always being there for the community. Next, we have the mayoral recognition to Sergeant Oscar Reese and Officer Gustavo Coronado. And we're missing one more, correct? Is it those two? And Officer Garate. We'll be presenting the first one to Sergeant Oscar Reese and reading the recognition of his swift, courageous, and selfless action in entering a burning building and saving lives. Thank you, Sergeant Oscar Reese, for your bravery and decisive leadership in the face of danger. Come on up and receive your reward. This certifies that Sergeant Oscar Reese is hereby awarded the Certificate of Commendation for outstanding performance and contributions in keeping with the highest tradition of the Calexico Police Department on the 22nd day of January 2026. Congratulations, Sergeant Reese. Before he leaves, we're going to get the other two up here.
You want to get one with him first? You want to get them all together?
All together. So, City of Calexico Mayoral recognition presented to Officer Gustavo Coronado. I remember him when he was an explorer. Look where he's at now, saving people's lives. In recognition of his swift, courageous, and selfless action in entering a burning building and saving lives. Thank you, Officer Gustavo Coronado, and his decisive leadership in the face of danger. Officer Gustavo Coronado hereby is awarded the certificate of commendation for outstanding performance and contribution in keeping with the highest tradition of the Calexico Police Department. On this 22nd day of January, 2026. Congratulations, Officer Coronado.
Or you can just name them.
Last but not least, I think you were one of my last background investigations that I did. So officers can blame me. I brought him in, but I'm glad I did because he ended up saving people's lives. The City of Calexico mayoral recognition presented to Officer Victor, I love that name, Garate, in his recognition of his swift, courageous, and selfless actions in entering a burning building and saving lives. Thank you, Officer Victor Garate, for your bravery and decisive leadership in the face of danger. Come on up. When we take this picture, we got to get Chief Orozco up here. Officer Victor Garate is hereby awarded the certificate of commendation for his outstanding performance and a contribution in keeping with the highest tradition of the Calexico Police Department on this 22nd day of January 2026, and it's an honor for me as mayor to present my fellow officers. Su papá. All right, going on with the Public Works employee promotions and recognitions.
Mayor, the staff were not able to attend tonight, but I would recommend we recognize them publicly. They start really early in the morning. I think it's difficult to attend these late meetings. So if we could recognize them, I think that would be the best course of action.
Certificate of job promotion presented to Martin Bermudez for achieving the performance standard required to advance water system supervisors effective December 1, 2026. Congratulations, Mr. Bermudez. Please let him know. Jesus?
Yeah.
Hopefully he's watching it on YouTube. Certification of job promotions presented to Hugo Leiva for his achievement performance standard required to advance park maintenance crew leader, effective January 13, 2026. Congratulations, Mr. Leiva. Certificate of recognition presented to Luis Lopez. Welcome to the team. We look forward for your fulfill the City of Calexico's goals. Supervisor Operation and Maintenance effective January 5, 2026. Congratulations, Mr. Lopez. All right. We're going to go ahead and move on to announcements under the public comments. Take it away.
This is the time for the public to address the city council on any item not appearing on the agenda that is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the city council. The city clerk will recognize you, and when you come to the microphone, please state your name and place of residence for the record. While members of the public are encouraged to participate, it is unlawful to disturb or delay the council meeting with personal or slanderous remarks. Group commentators may be requested to limit their comments to 15 minutes. The city council is prohibited by state law from taking action or discussing items not included on the printed agenda. If the item you wish to comment on is on the public portion of the agenda, we will take your comment when we get to the item on the agenda. Please direct your questions and comments to the City Council. The Mayor and City Council reserve the right to adjust this time limit based on a number of speakers who wish to address the Mayor and City Council.
The non-agenda items will be limited to a maximum of 30 minutes. If additional time is required for public comments, they will be heard towards the end of the meeting, after discussion of potential action items. Right now, it is 6:59 p.m. Public comments will be paused at 7:29 p.m. Madam Clerk, is there any public comments?
Yes. First speaker is Oscar Pesqueira.
Good evening. Oscar Pesqueira, reside in El Centro. I want to congratulate new mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and you all. And I want to thank you all for the work that we've been doing. I've had a chance to talk to every single one of you at one point or to another. I do know there was a lot of questioning of the details on how this came through. I'm sure there's tons of details, but frankly, we don't know what they are, and we're not here for that. What I do know is that the fire department still needs a lot of help. So we still need a lot of work, and we need you all five, as we've been doing. We still want to work with every single one of you to do the best for the people who are sitting behind me and to watching. We've been getting there. Again, we thank you for that. We're still willing, ready to move forward and keep moving forward. I want to thank all the staff as well. There's been a lot of work, and we've been getting there. We still want to do that with all of you. And of course, I want to congratulate city officers. That's a great job out there. And we're here to work with each other, as you can see. And I think we should all have the same mentality. So with that said, thank you very much. We're still here. We still want to work with and keep forward. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you, Captain Pesqueira. Any other comments?
Juan Moran.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor Legaspi, council members, staff, members of the public. I'm Juan Moran, Vega Street in Calexico, and I return this evening to follow up on the petition I previously presented. Thank you for the opportunity to address this body again. I want to acknowledge your good faith efforts in serving the community. We understand that council members are part-time, that mayorship rotates, and you do not have dedicated staff. Despite these limitations, you continue to give your time and energy to Calexico, and that deserves recognition. These same limitations, however, make it even more important to have a reliable system for follow-up. Without one, community concerns can unintentionally fall through the cracks, leaving residents without answers or confidence that their issues are being addressed. Since my remarks on November 19, 2025, I have not received any response. The original petition with signatures were submitted to the city clerk on November 17. Residents already provide their name and address before speaking here, yet there is no mechanism to ensure follow-up, there's no tracking system, and there's no designated point of responsibility. In my professional experience, including early 2000s, lifetime ago, congressional constituent work, participation in 3 congressional campaign cycles, service on a city commission here, and later administrative work for organized labor, I learned that effective representation requires a clear, accountable process. A designated contact receives and tracks concerns, follows up with departments, and ensures residents receive responses. That is standard practice in well-functioning public institutions. I urge the council to establish such a process here. Assign an existing staff member to serve as a constituency services coordinator, or if contractual obligations prevent that, hire or contract with a qualified third party. The community deserves a reliable channel for communications. We petitioners come to you respectfully, but also with the understanding that we represent votes. Trust is built through responsiveness, and it is lost through silence. In closing, while our petition concerns replacing a deteriorating fence with a uniform cinder block wall between residences and commercial property, the larger issue is institutional responsiveness. Tonight, I am providing the council with a draft titled How Constituency Services Should Work, outlining a practical framework for tracking concerns and ensuring follow-up. I also want to express my commitment to ensuring this matter receives the attention it deserves. Residents deserve answers, and I hope to support the council in moving this process forward. You are part-time, but the needs of the community are full-time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Fausto Valenzuela.
Pues buenas tardes, noches. Nuevamente me encuentro yo aquí con ustedes. Hace un año que estuve aquí, no quiere decir que venga cada año, ¿no? He estado en otras reuniones. Hace un año vine a preguntar yo aquí, ¿qué pasó con la obra del río? La señora aquí presente acaba de agarrar el puesto que tenía y no supo, y le comentó a la persona que encargada de obra. Y la persona respondió que ya merito. Estoy hablando de un año. Y todavía, en vez de que el río tenga menos fluidez de agua, tiene más. Entonces el entubamiento que se hizo, la obra esa, pues no sirvió, no se concluyó. Son 50 millones que costó la obra y todavía no funciona. Yo digo, pues ¿qué está pasando? Pensamos que la área donde yo habito, dije, no, pues se nos van a acabar los zancudos de aquí ya con este entubamiento, pues nos vamos a quitar ese problema. Pero no, todavía seguimos igual, o peor, porque antes nomás era tardes, noches, ahora hasta en el día anda uno sacudiéndose. Entonces, mi pregunta es, ¿qué pasó con esa obra? No está inconclusa, el agua sigue corriendo ahí a morir por tierra. ¿Y la tubería? Que se hizo el trabajo ese para sacar el agua y la contaminación que posteriormente se iba a hacer ahí. Se iba a eliminar. Y pues no miramos nada en concreto. Por eso esa es mi pregunta. ¿Qué pasó ahí con eso? El señor dijo que ya merito. Eso hace un año que yo estuve aquí y pregunté esta misma cuestión. Y todavía no. Van a pasar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 años y vamos a seguir igual. El dinero se gastó y pues no funcionó nada. Se tiró el dinero a la basura porque no hay una solución. No trabaja como supuestamente iba a funcionar ese entubamiento para evitar el agua terrestre y pasar por el tubo nuevo. ¿Me pueden decir algo al respecto? ¿O te desconocen también ustedes eso? La constructora ya se fue, ya levantó sus oficinas y vámonos. Entonces, ¿es una obra inconclusa? ¿O qué está pasando? Pues? Esa es la pregunta que les tengo. Y que pues me interesa, porque nosotros vivimos de esa área donde está bravo. No puede estar uno a gusto una tarde, una noche, no. Es imposible. Somos, tal vez porque seamos del área de los pobres y acá esta área es de los ricos y estamos ignorados. Y pues necesitamos saber qué pasa, pues qué pasó, no. Nadie contesta nada, no dice nada, no sabe.
No les podemos contestar a este momento.
¿Cuándo vengo?
If I may, I would like to ask, because I read somewhere we can't delve in, but if we could ask for at some point, for some clarification from staff to the residents in that area so they can explain to them what that project entailed, because I don't believe he understands what that project entailed. That would be beneficial.
Están pidiendo que le puedan dar la explicación a usted.
Correcto. Bueno, hay una cosa, mientras el tiempo pasa ahí, creo que la ciudad tiene, pues yo lo miré por ese lado.
Ya cumplí su tiempo. Sí.
3 minutos que me diste.
Sí, ya son los 3 minutos.
Nos queda pendiente.
Gracias.
¿Para cuándo va a ser la respuesta a mi parte? A mi pregunta, vaya.
Le van a comunicar con usted, ganamos su número de teléfono y a ver cómo lo hacemos, ¿ok? No se vaya.
¿Puede pasar a dejar aquí su número?
Jun Kim.
Good evening, citizens of the Calexico and the council members and city employees. And I had some sad news December, and unfortunately our council didn't work very well. And at this time, Mr. Victor Legaspi took somebody's seat to take the mayor, because the city of Calexico have rules and regulations. Every time they have a former council member, they have one bracket is a 3 seat, or second bracket is 2 seat. So when they finish the first bracket and the 2 seat bracket running, so actually when you guys new city council member coming in, that should be from the 2 bracket, which is the Lisa and Diana Nirukumbo. They are the one who's entitled to be mayorship for that. It's our rules and regulations. And when I was in city council, before I came to this council, there were groups of the people against me. And same time, one of the council members tried to make the deal with me to get the favor to get hired by someone. And I didn't took it. Finally, I could be able to be a mayor to rid of those bad city manager to save the city of Calexico. Supposedly this seat right now is the Lisa, the one who's supposed to be there. And then 3 of you guys take away from her. So it's greedy council members to representing the city of Calexico, and also the council member, they don't know how to defend their seat. We are facing disappointments, and it was too aggressive. At the same time, the city manager that we fired at the time, he was paying attention on the revenue, so he opened all those tickets, fines, collect the money from them, make the people uncomfortable. A lot of people, they got fined for the sign. So right now, we are in same process. They're going so much tickets. I got 2 tickets at front of my house. This one is, they said, any public street, I cannot park the car as a sales sign. I didn't know. Is that the much bother for the city for
Thank
that?
you, Mr. Kim. 3 minutes are up. 3 minutes are up.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. That's why you are so aggressive like that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more?
We
Comments?
received a public comment from David Saunders. We have provided a copy for you all, and that is all for public comments.
Thank you. Moving on to the city manager's report.
Thank you, thank you, Mayor and City Council. I just have one announcement. the city council and to the public, the city council will be holding a special meeting to discuss the Calexico circulation plan. This is the traffic plan related to our border traffic and the plan that Caltrans has developed for us. This meeting will occur on January 27th at 6:30 p.m. So this will be a special meeting. We'll notice it accordingly, and it'll be in this room. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager. Commissioners, do we have any reports?
Honorable Mayor, members of the council, staff, public. First of all, Happy New Year. It's great to be here. We look forward to working with you, with the entire community for a better Calexico. The Calexico Police Advisory Commission, I'm the chair, Javier Gonzalez. We haven't met in the last few weeks. What I've noticed is that there's a lot of talk about traffic, which is good because we have a lot of traffic issues. But one of the things is that we got to come together to the same page. I mean, we as members, we have several commissioners here, we're the traffic commission too. We don't find out until maybe you guys have meetings, department has meetings. That's why we're there. If there's people that come to you regarding traffic issues, send them to the police commission. We gotta be on the same page. I mean, someone's doing something over here, another one's doing something over here, and people call us, we don't know. That's why we're there. Just wanted to let you know. We just had Team Calexico. They at least invited 2 of our commissioners. We were there. They had their own little thing, and we were there. We heard, and that way we can share to our commission. During our commissioners' comment, we can share what we heard, and that's one of the things. The other thing, I want to give thanks to the city, to the entire city, the mayor, the council, the staff, the development department, Mr. Quinn for the Calexico cleanup. It was a very good success, Calexico High School. Too many to mention. As you saw, our mayor is going to recognize the community, the Calexico Police Advisory Commission Ad Hoc Committee. We've done 3 events so far in the last month and a half. They're all being very successful. We want to thank the city because I think it's the first time that the city does events through the commissions. And it's kind of hard, them, insurance, all that paperwork. We got it done. And this event qualifies the city for grants. When you apply for grants to the Department of Justice, or someone say you got to do community service or something, these projects qualify for that, including our nonprofit organizations that join us when they apply for grants and they ask them, what community service have you done? They can put up this event. We'd had over 110 kids. They went throughout the city. I like to hear from the council members that were there, how was your experience? Because I got calls from the kids and telling me, hey, when you do it again, call me. I want to be there. It was fun. It wasn't work. It was more fun, but we did pick up a lot of litter, especially on the railroad tracks. And we got a little group that we're going to go out and clean graffiti. I want to thank the Calexico Community Services Commission through Commissioner Eugenio Ramos. He's been in every meeting we've met for the last 3 months. We've been meeting every Tuesday. I want to thank the library for providing us the space and doing copies of the agendas, all the things, the paperwork, the Business Improvement District, Mr. Fonseca. Our next cleanup is scheduled for Earth and Arbor Day, between those days, and it's going to be focused on the downtown area. We want to hit all the alleys on Imperial Avenue, the business alleys, clean them up, get the kids in there, sweep, clean up, erase graffiti. I just want to thank everybody. Thank you, Mr. Mayor Legaspi, for giving us the awards. That goes a long way. It shows that you care, that you notice, and we requested that they don't be given here because they're over 25. So next meeting at the Calexico Police Commission, we'll invite all the ones that you're recognizing. So I just want to thank the community, and let's work together. Let's work together to clean up this city. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. And during my comment, I will praise the fact that you all did such a great time, such a good time, a good thing. Going on to any other commissioners out there that'd like to say a few words? No? Moving along to the city council comments and reports of meetings attended. Mayor Pro Tem Lencho Calderon, would you please start?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I attended a couple of meetings this month. January 5th, I attended a meeting at Juvenile Hall where there was several representations throughout the valley. I thank them for sending their crews out to help us clean the graffiti on our parks and so forth. And they're very willing to send these crews out to help us clean the parks, along with Mr. Solano and everyone that participates. January 6th, the mayor and I met with the duty-free businesses on Imperial Avenue. Lieutenant Carvajal is in the process of writing a couple of plans to try to ease the traffic that is going into those businesses during heavy traffic hours. January 7th, the mayor and I and some of our staff visited the city of Imperial to see how their cameras and Wi-Fi works at their parks. And hopefully, I think we have a plan, and we're going to be able to go through it. We just need to find some funding so we can start the process. And also, January 12th, I met with the ad hoc committee of seniors at the community center. It was a good meeting. They're talking about their activities, and hopefully we can improve them. And I just want to take the time to thank Ms. Gerardo for being there with us and giving the seniors a hope that we are going to try to improve their activities. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Calderon. Councilmember Adriana Marquez.
Thank you. Good evening. Since our last meeting, I have been able to meet with the city manager, Mayor Legaspi, in regards to the truck routes and the meters from downtown. We also were able to attend the dance that was held at the community center. Thank you, Norma, for putting that together. Councilmember Calderon and myself have had 2 meetings with the senior community center members to hear their needs and concerns in regards to their classes in the community center itself. So we have been brainstorming with Norma. Thank you, Norma, for taking your time and meeting with the community and see how we can help them. We also had a commissioners meeting with debriefing and updates with 4 of the commissioners. We also had the opportunity to meet with community members. Councilmember Calderon, and myself had a meeting with some members who had a lot of questions, and we were able to clarify those for them. We also want to thank Ms. Estrada for allowing us to go to her award ceremony, and we see the impact that you're making on our community and our youth, so we thank you for that. And other than that, we had this past Saturday the Calexico cleanup. Thank you so much to Mayor Legaspi and Councilmember Thailenda for having this, this great opportunity to go out and have a day of service, just like Martin Luther King kind of inspired us. So it was a lot of youth that were involved, and that was great to see because they take pride in ownership. And yes, we collected a lot of trash. And thank you, Mr. Gonzalez, for putting this together. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Adriana Marquez. Councilmember Lisa Thailenda, under the council comments and report, meetings attended?
Yes, it's been a while since we had a meeting. Good evening, everyone. Through the holidays and up until now, it's been meetings with different community members, working on ideas to bring before the community. And I want to highlight the cleanup. Thanks so much to the Police Commission for putting that together and leading that. It was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the next one. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Lisa Thailenda. On my report, I've been attending several meetings, but I'm just going to give you the highlighted ones. Oh.
It's okay.
Okay, I'm so used to it. All right, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Councilmember Nerukumbo?
Okay, so I want to thank the Police and Traffic Commission for their cleanup, their first cleanup of the year. This is actually their second cleanup since they became the commission. I wanted to remind the commissioner that we did a pledge late last year for the Keep California Beautiful. Part of the requirements to get that acknowledgement is to do 4 cleanups in a year. You already did 1, but they also offer cleaning supplies. So I'll give you the contact information so that they can help out with cleaning supplies for your next cleanups. And I want to applaud your efforts and all the community members that are helping us out with those cleanups. I wanted to also, I'm sure many know, but I wanted to point out that city offices are now open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I think we started last week. That's a pretty big accomplishment because it's something that many council members attempted to do for many, many years. So I wanted to bring that up. And also council member Thailand and myself started doing community outreach on social media weekly. So it's on Tuesdays if you haven't heard about it. I wanted to point that out. That is our way of reaching out to the community, talking about issues that matter, and listen to your concerns and comments and input. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Nudukumbo. Regarding to the meetings and events that I've attended, I'm just going to name a few. The Mayor Pro Tem Lencho Calderon and I attended several meetings concerning traffic issues in the downtown area. We gave some possible remedies. Hopefully they will work with the assistance of Lieutenant Carvajal. So I know that traffic during the holidays has been very, very harsh on a lot of people. So it's something that we're working on, and we're going to continue working on with traffic. I attended the Councilmember Diana Marquez and I attended the bid meeting, and congratulations to Blanca Morales for being the chairperson and Tanya Guerrero for being their vice chair. This coming Monday, I'll be with walking around with Bid Commissioner Fonseca in the downtown areas to look at places, locations, and troubled areas that he wants to point out to me. Councilmember Adriana Marquez and I attended the award ceremony given by the Calexico Parent Association League. I want to thank, or we would all like to thank Carmen Estrada for her dedications for what she has done for so many years with these kids when it comes to soccer. Mayor Pro Tem Lencho Calderon, City Manager Ben Martinez, Public Works Director Jesus Villegas, Lieutenant Carvajal, and Juan from WPNP, and I met with City of Imperial officials, obtaining information regarding to the security cameras. So we have a lot of issues out there that has to do with graffiti, vandalisms, and all sorts of crimes. So we're we're going to bring cameras to our locations to provide security for our citizens. I also want to thank the City of Imperial for assisting us, opening the doors for us. Councilmember Adriana Marquez, City Manager Ben Martinez, and I attended a grand opening at Dr. Vo's office regarding Sensory Explorers. Thank you, Dr. Vo and his wife, for opening up its doors for people with special needs here in the city of Calexico at Dr. Vo's office. It was very, very impressive inside. Councilmember Adriana Marquez and City Manager Ben Martinez and I attended the City League dinner in the city of Westmoreland. As always, the food was great. It was an honor to give out state some brag lists to other council members and dignitarians. And also, it was a great collaboration with all cities together. I also like to thank the community cleanup that was hosted by the Calexico Police Commissioners Ad Hoc Committee. We have members out here. I thank you all for doing such an outstanding job. I also like to thank John Moreno, our Calexico High School principal, for bringing the youths. I also like to thank Councilmember Lisa Thailanda and her mom, and Commissioner Eugenio, for assisting in the cleaning, and also the hot dogs, the hot dog meal that was distributed. Also want to thank what is it, Carpenter 649, and the Calexico Volunteer Alliance for building a, what's it called, Mr. Solano? Pergola? Pergola. Thought it was called something else. So I thank you guys for building that, and it was for officers to de-stress and to relax. It looks pretty cool. If you guys want to visit the police department, it's in the back. It's got a nice little shade and a little plant area. So that's all I have to report. Thank you.
Can I add something real quick?
Yes.
I want to thank city staff for doing the remodel of the council chambers.
Yeah.
It's a lot brighter and the mics don't squeak. So thank you for that.
All right, moving on to the consent agenda. Call for any public comments?
No public comments.
Okay.
It's not for consent. It's for item number 9 and number 21. We're doing items consent 5, 6, and 7.
Okay, call for a motion for
So move.
a second? Okay. Roll call, Madam Clerk?
Mayor Legaspi,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon,
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez.
Yes.
Councilmember Thalinda,
Yes.
Councilmember Noricumbo.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. Moving on to discussion of potential action items. Item number 8, authorize Public Works Director, City Engineers to sign change order number 3 with Rove Engineering Incorporated in the amount of $39,888 for Scaroni Road Improvement Rehabilitation State Project number LPPSB1L-5168, parenthesis 034. Is there a staff report on this?
Yeah, good evening,
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor and council members. This is part of the really successful project for the restoration of Escaroni Road. What we are asking is to approve a change order for the sum you just mentioned, $39,888, which represents 3.79% of the total investment. And the reason is because the original design, we have two components in this change order. One is to use thermoplastic material instead of paint, regular paint for the striping. The original scope of work is calling out for paint, regular paint. What we want is to use thermoplastic, which is offering a lot of benefits. One of them is the durability, lasts way longer than the regular paint. Reflectability, which offers a high visibility at night, and basically is going to give us better product in the long term. For that specific component, the increase is $5,000, which basically, in my opinion, is really marginal in terms of the durability for the striping for this really important section of the city. And the second component, we are asking to add a road shoulder backing. For whatever reason, the project is not including that component on the original plans. So not adding the shoulder backing is for me a safety concern because the elevation between the finished surface of the new road and the elevation of the native surface away from the road is in some places significant. So adding this component, which is not really expensive, is $34,000 roughly, is going to guarantee a better service of the road. As I said, the total amount is $39,888, which is 3.79% of the total investment. I'm glad to answer any question you might have.
Thank you, Mr. Villegas. And before we go to council comments, do we have any public comments?
No, we don't.
Okay. Mayor Pro Temp Lencho Calderon, do you have any comments?
No, I don't.
Okay. Councilmember Adriana Marquez, any comments? Okay. Councilmember Lisa Talenda?
No comments.
No comments? Okay. City Manager Diana, Council Member. I have CM written, so I'm thinking City Manager. Council Member Diana Ndurukombo, any comments?
No, thank you.
Okay. And thank you for, the only comment that I have is thank you for the outstanding job. I mean, it's been out of commission. That place has been a mess for at least 25 to 30 years. And thank you for a job well done, Jesus, as always. Okay. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mayor Legaspi,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon,
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez,
Yes.
Councilmember Thalinda,
Yes.
Councilmember Noricumbo,
Yes.
motion passes.
Going on to item number 9. Authorize city manager to issue purchase order to the Red One Electric Incorporated in the amount of $62,276 for electrical services in order to connect 3 mobile clarifiers during the rehabilitation of clarifier B and C project at the water plant. Is there a staff report on this?
Yes, good evening again. As you may be aware, Public Works is been working toward improving the quality and reliability of the water plant. One important component are the clarifiers. We have currently 2 clarifiers that are under or are being improved. Clarifier B for $4.2 million per day, and clarifier C, which is able to handle $10 million per day. So basically, clarifier B is about, the restoration is about to be done, and we are going to start moving into the restoration of clarifier C. So basically, the capacity for $4.2 million per day. So in order to guarantee a water supply for the city, we are going to be using the mentioned 3 ultra filtration trailers. So basically, what I'm asking to get the approval is the contract for the installation of the electrical connection from the city facility to these 3 trailers in order to make it usable for the project.
Thank you, Jesus. Do we have any public comments?
Yes, June Kim.
I'm glad the city doing their jobs to try to improving our water quality and safety. And then my question is, do they check, cities to check with the IID? IID, they're the one who, this kind of process been there in-home job, not contracting out. So I'd like to know the city staff to contact with them to try to get help so that we can do in-house. That's my question is.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
Any council discussion on this? Mayor Pro Temp Lencho Calderon?
I have no comment.
Okay. Councilmember Adriana Marquez?
No questions.
Councilmember Lisa Talenda?
No, thank you.
Councilmember Diana Ndurukumbo?
Yes, so there's no fiscal impact, right? This was budgeted with the original? Okay.
Correct. It's just another component. We are moving forward to the full restoration. We are just adding more pieces into the puzzle.
Okay, thank you. No more questions.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, I have no comment on this one. Do we have a, yeah, I'm sorry, do we have a motion?
I motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Okay. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mayor Legaspi,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon,
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez,
Yes.
Councilmember Thalinda,
Yes.
Councilmember Noricumbo,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. Going on to item number 10, an appointment of delegate member of alternate member to the Southern California Association of Government SCAG 2026 Regional Conference and General Assembly dated on May 7th to the 8th, 2026 in Palm Desert. Do we have a staff report on this?
Mayor, nothing beyond what's in the report. Each year SCAG holds this conference and General Assembly, and they request that each city select a delegate and alternate rep. So I'm not sure if we've done this in the past. I don't know the answer to that question, but they are asking for us to do that.
Okay. Any public
And I
comment?
believe, I'm sorry, Mayor, if I believe, Laura, correct me if I'm wrong, it doesn't have to be mayor or city council members. It could be staff as well? No, that was APCD, right?
That is-
Okay, no,
that is
this would be
correct.
for mayor and city council, sorry. Thank you.
Call for public comments. Okay. Council discussion. Councilmember Diana Nudukumbo, Councilmember Lisa Talenda, any of you be interested for the SCAG position?
No, thank you.
No, thanks.
Okay. I'll go ahead and appoint myself with approval for the SCAG position. Do I have a call for motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mayor Legaspi,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon,
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez,
Yes.
Councilmember Thalinda,
Yes.
Councilmember Noricumbo,
Yes.
motion passes.
Okay,
We have an alternate.
I know. Going down to item 11, appointment of one alternate representatives to serve on the Imperial County. Okay, so,
I'd like to motion Mr. Jesus Villegas for the alternate.
for the SCAG?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I second.
Mayor
Madam
Legaspi,
Clerk, yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon,
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez,
Yes.
Councilmember Thalinda,
I just was asking for clarification from the city attorney if that can happen, but he hasn't seen the bylaws, so.
So
I'll abstain.
I haven't seen the SCAG bylaw, so I don't know if it has to be an elected official from the city that has to be the alternate. Usually it's the mayor and one other council member.
Councilmember Diana Nudukumbo, Councilmember Lisa Talenda, one of you like to be an alternate for the SCAG?
No, thank you.
No, thanks.
Okay, so we don't have anyone.
I can go ahead and,
Well,
You list the things?
the only reason I nominated Mr. Villegas, because I was in a staff meeting, and they informed us that it didn't have to be anyone that was either elected official or a manager.
I believe that was for the ICAPCD Advisory Board. Correct?
All right, well, I withdraw my nomination for Mr. Jesus Villegas, and I nominate Ms. Marquez.
Councilmember, if you want, I could look into it and get back to you, but
It's okay.
I wouldn't
We
be
need to
prepared
move
right
on.
now to give you that
We need
advice.
to move on. Villegas has other things to do. He's really busy, so I withdraw his nomination, and I nominate Ms. Marquez.
Motion for approval?
You need a second. Need a second.
Oh, okay, I'll second that one.
Mayor Legaspi,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon,
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez,
yes.
Councilmember Thalinda,
Yes.
Councilmember Noricumbo,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. For item number 11, appointment of one representative and one alternative representative to serve on the Imperial County Air Pollution Control ICAPCD Advisory Board Committee. Do we have a staff report on that?
Only to say, Mayor, that this item can include non-city council members.
Do we have any public comments? Okay. Council discussion? No? No discussion? Okay. All right. Well, we'll nominate, we can also grab someone from the department. So I'll go ahead, nominate Laura Bowen to represent the APCD. Do I have a motion?
You mean a second?
Can we do it?
Yes, so we can get a staff member.
I'll second.
Okay.
Mayor Legaspi,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon,
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez,
Yes.
Councilmember Thalinda,
Yes.
Councilmember Noricumbo,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. Going on to item number 12.
You need an alternate.
We need a what?
Alternate.
I would like to nominate Jesus Viega as the alternate for this item. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mayor Legaspi,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon,
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez,
Yes.
Councilmember Thalinda,
Yes.
Councilmember Noricumbo,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. Going to item number 12, accept and adopt the City Council Policy Handbook. Do we have a staff report on that?
Yes, thank you, Mayor and City Council. I'll begin the staff report, and perhaps the author of this wonderful handbook can also chime in as necessary. That is our City Clerk, Ms. Luna. The item is to clarify the agenda policy moving forward. Essentially, the handbook would provide a clearer and more structured process, as it says in the staff report, create firmer deadlines. But the main thing that has caused confusion is the procedure for placing items on the agenda. So instead of the current policy, which by the way is quite old, I think it goes back to 2008, we will have now any mayor, the mayor and or city council will be able to submit a council agenda item with a simple one form, one page, very simple form. That item, if submitted on time to the city manager and city clerk, would be placed on the agenda, the next agenda. Then that item would be on the agenda, just the one page, and the mayor and city council would discuss if they desire to see that item discussed at a future agenda, simply said. So if the majority of the council would like to pursue a discussion of that item, then, and there's majority votes that way, you would turn again to the city manager, ask how much time is needed to bring that item back, and that item would return for full council consideration. These items could be open or closed session, they could be presentations, they could be informational, or they could be items for consideration. So the idea, and also another thing on the agenda, we will start, as we did today, under a special meeting, we'll start closed session meetings now at 4:30 to allow for more time and space between closed session meetings and the normal city council meeting that starts at 6:30. There's other highlights in the policy. I want to thank our city clerk, Ronnie Luna, for putting this together. This is by no means perfect, but also our current agenda policy was also not perfect. I think it's an improvement, and I'd recommend that we move forward with it and see how it is and see how it works, and then consider any amendments to it as we proceed along. That ends my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any public comments on this? No public comments? Council discussion, Mayor Pro Temp Lencho Calderon.
I have no comment on it.
Okay. Councilmember Adriana Marquez.
Have we all had a moment to review what is being proposed?
I do.
And you have no questions in regards to what's being proposed?
No, I have positive comments on it. If you want.
Thank you.
I do have questions.
Okay.
Do you,
Uh,
do you want to
No,
say
no.
yours?
I just wanted to bring up the
I'm waiting for my
discussion
turn.
because of the fact that there's a lot of,
Contradiction. And, yeah.
so, I don't know if,
Well, if they don't have anything to say, we have something to say, so we can move on to
Okay.
the next ones.
Okay. Councilmember Lisa Talenda?
First of all, thank you to everyone who put this together. It is a long document, lots of information. Initially, I like it, but there are some contradictions. On the staff report, it references that the future agenda items section will be eliminated. I think that's important for transparency purposes, but also giving, if you scroll to page, now it's PDF, so it might not fully come out, but page 7 of the actual document, 11 of the PDF. So section E, it says this policy would provide the city manager the authority to determine placement and timing unless city council direction is time sensitive. If there's not a section on the agenda, we can't provide direction to the city manager outside of the dais. So that kind of contradicts the future agenda item section being removed, and then how do you know if something's time sensitive, right? Council can't give the city manager direction off the dais, and requires immediate, so let me read through it, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. It says, city council direction is time sensitive, we can't give direction off the dais, and requires immediate placement on the next regularly scheduled city council meeting. So I think that there does need to be a reference, because also it's giving a position that's constantly changing a lot of power, and there does need to be a checks and balances to it. It's also important for the public to see what we're requesting, and there's a potential for it to never make it to the agenda, as I see in this policy. Just that's my main concern.
Thank you, Councilmember Lisa Talenda. Councilmember Diana Nurukumbo, any comments?
Yes, I agree that with the removal of the future agenda item section on the current agenda, as the current policy is stipulated, that's where the council is able to request for items to be put on the agenda. So our job as elected council members, and also during our campaign, we were running on a platform, and a lot of us, want to do what we said that we were gonna do. And the only way of having discussions and maybe making things a reality is to talk about it and to make sure that those items get on the agenda, because that's the only way we can make decisions for the city. So it's very important that the elected representatives of the people, which is our whole intention here, sitting here, is that we are able to put items on the agenda. Otherwise, then there's no point of us being here. Now, I understand that it is a city manager's job to conduct the business, and yes, he currently already approves the agendas, but as policy states now, when we have a first and when we have a request for something on the agenda, followed by a second council member, there's an obligation that it be on the next agenda. Nowhere on this policy does it say that there's an obligation to be on the next agenda. So, for example, if I have a certain issue that I want, that I've been looking for, the way it's currently written, he can put it off into the remainder of your employment agreement, if that's what you want to do, because that's the way it's written. So everything else, and I applaud that you're doing this, because the policy is very, very confusing and vague for many, which is the reason why we ended up having to do our own staff reports on certain occasions, because it's like we ask for something, but nobody, per the policy, no staff report is allowed to do it because the direction has not been given. So that's why we were, caught up doing our own staff reports, which shouldn't be done, and I completely understand that. That's why there's staff reports, because staff should be doing them. So with that said, I believe that this policy needs to be revised to where it says that if we request something, in writing, using that form, that it needs to be on the next agenda for the council to, and the same wording to continue, where the council says, do we want to see this, yes or no, and we do it in public, so the people know what, we're trying to put on and what we're trying to discuss. If it doesn't pass there, then, it's a moot point, but I don't believe that the city manager should be the one, without a deadline. I think obviously you need to run the city, but our items need to make it to an agenda, because we said to the public we were going to discuss certain issues and push certain issues, and if we're not afforded that opportunity, then might as well not be here. That's number one. And then I also wanted to point out that if we're going to do this, where we submit the form, you approve it, you say it's going to be on the next meeting for us, just a vague discussion on whether we're going to have the staff work on it, that we also include in that policy that if we're going to use this system, that we are not tabling that item, that we are not allowed to table it. Because if, as a council member, I'm putting something for the agenda, and then we're not even able to discuss on whether we want it, you just table it, then that's something that could be considered systematic blocking. And that is something that is not allowed through the Brown Act, which means that you're doing things so that your elected officials are unable to bring items to the agenda. So I would also like to add to that policy, or consider adding to that policy, that should we follow this system, that there's no allowance of tabling the items until the council votes to not see it at all. But I bring it up because the tabling of items usually happens during the approval of the agenda. So that comes before discussion. So if we're approving an agenda and we say, I motion to table these items, then, you remove it from the discussion and it never gets seen. So those are the things that I think are very important, because otherwise you're taking the voice away from the council.
Can I add something that
Yes.
Can I add? Okay. There's also the section, it's a very long document, and every section is important because we're a small community, and I know that, in the past, we really enjoy recognizing community members. So in the section, on the PDF, it's page 18. On the document, it's page 14. On that section, I get that, there has to be a time frame, but I think 45 days is a little bit long. Sometimes things pop up. For example, like the recognition we just had for the cleanup event, and that wasn't 45 days. So I think that if we put 45 days in that section, it should be followed, right? But it also makes it a little complicated for if the mayor wants to give out a recognition or, presentations, sometimes they need to happen a little bit quicker than that. So either we add some language that, it can be, approved, in a lesser time, because it also says submissions of a request do not guarantee the issuance of a ceremonial document. So even if you request it 45 days, doesn't mean it's gonna happen, right? So I think that maybe we should reduce the time frame, maybe 15 days, because even our temporary use permit applications have like a 14 or 15 day time frame, and so I think that's really a lot of time. People forget, but that's just my 2 cents on that.
Thank you, Councilmember Lisa Talenda. I'm going to go ahead, and since we have council members that are questioning it, and you haven't seen it, correct?
No, I just don't like the timelines, the deadlines that they're putting.
So I'm going to go make the motion to table this. And first of all, I also like to thank our clerk, Ronnie Luna. She put a lot of time into this, so thank you, Ronnie, for such an outstanding job. So I'm going to go ahead and make a motion to table. Do I have a second?
Second.
Well, before you motion and second, I mean, I believe we need to have a date for it to come back, because the current policy definitely needs to be revised, and I think this is a really good revision. But if we can tweak those, answer those concerns, and I think we need to put a deadline on the table and not just table it for eternity.
Mayor, City Council, I'm confident that I can address these changes to clarify your desire by the next meeting. So we can have this on the next.
So
Okay.
the 4th?
February 4th.
So we
For
will
February
table
4th.
it to February 4th.
I just wanted to let you know that the 45 days that says for the ceremonial, that's a policy itself. So we would need to bring that back to change that policy as well. I didn't just grab it.
No, I
from-
read that. No,
Yeah.
I saw that section.
So we would need
Yeah.
to bring that one back too, so we can change the
Okay.
timeframe.
Would that be done concurrently if that's changed?
We can do that
But does
concurrently.
the rest of the council feel like that the 45 days maybe should be reduced a little? Or like some flexibility?
Is to waive it, to table it and bring it back next council meeting.
And who was the second one? Who seconded?
I second.
Okay. Madam Clerk, roll call?
Mayor Legaspi,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon,
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez,
Yes.
Councilmember Thailenda,
Yes.
Councilmember Noricumbo,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. Going on to item number 18. The approval bid document for alley improvement project phase 3, and authorize the Public Works Department to send the project out for bid. Do we have a staff report on it?
Yes, good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. This is the phase 3 of a program to abate or mitigate the pollution. Imperial County Air Pollution Control District received federal grant through the Environmental Protection Agency, actually to improve roughly 3.46 miles of unpaved alleys. So the phase 1 was completed on June 7, 2023. Phase 2 was completed on July 2, 2025. So basically, we are going to be entering into the phase 3. The city engaged with the local consultant, Dynamic Consulting Engineers. They already prepared plans and specifications. The alleys to be improved are in sheet number 2, operation number 2, and these were previously chosen and approved by City Council. So basically, approving our documents will give us the opportunity to start the bidding process. If approved tonight, we may start doing advertisement on January 28th, bid opening on February 18th, and hopefully award a contract on March 4th, which is going to give us the chance to start improving our alleyways fairly quick. There is no other fiscal impact. We already secured roughly $1.8 million for that project, which are already allocated, and I haven't here to answer any question that you may have.
Thank you, Jesus. Do we have any public comments on this? No? Mayor Pro Tem Blancho Calderon, any comments?
No comments.
Okay. Councilmember Adriana Marquez?
No comments.
Councilmember Lisa Thailenda?
No comment.
Councilmember Diana Nurucumbo?
No.
Okay, call for a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second?
I second.
Okay. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mayor Legaspi,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon,
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez,
Yes.
Councilmember Thailenda,
Yes.
Councilmember Noricumbo,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. Going on to item number 19. Authorize city manager to sign agreement of professional services between the City of Calexico and Climate LLC for the infrastructure modernization and utility service savings program. Call for staff report. Do we have a staff report?
Yes, good evening again. This is an opportunity that the city has to actually improve our facilities through this program, Infrastructure Modernization and Utility Service Savings Program. Through cutting utility bills cost by upgrading Asian systems with efficient and smart technology. Basically, we released a request for proposal on October 27, 2025. We received 3 bids, one from Climatech LLC, one from Johnson Controls Inc., and one for Site Logic IQ. Those were reviewed by staff from Public Works Department and Planning Department. We found, we decided anonymously that Climatech is the company that suits the needs of the city. And basically, there will be no fiscal impact as this company is going to start doing all the studies, and through the savings, the city will be improving efficiency.
Thank you, Jesus. Call for public comments? No? Okay, council discussion. Mayor Pro Tem Lencho Calderon, any comments?
I do have comments. Mr. Villegas, thank you for expediting this process. And the reason why is because there is state funding that can match some of the expenditures, but we have to move on it. So again, thank you, and thank your staff for looking at the bid. Thank you.
Councilmember Adriana Marquez, any comments?
I think this is a great thing that we're doing. We're moving forward to making sure that we're utilizing what's out there to benefit the city infrastructure. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Councilmember Lisa Talanda?
Yeah, this is a great idea. The only questions I do have regarding this item are in the packet, the staff report, it doesn't include the scale or the score sheets on how you scored these RFPs, so how we picked this company. And for transparency purposes, I would like to see that because it gives a write-up of how you picked it, but it doesn't quite say how you scored them. So did you have a scoring committee?
Yes. So basically, fortunately, the scoring sheets, for whatever reason, you're right, are not part of this, but that's public information, and I'm glad to provide that information as needed.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, I think it's important to see how we chose this company. And because in reading the staff report and how the 3 RFPs are structured, it doesn't state how much we're going to be paying. It says that it's free,
Basically free.
but nothing's free. There's no such thing as free. So what's the expectation once they provide the document? Is it to hire them? Because they do provide hourly rates. So I just want to know, are we giving them carte blanche, like, to do this? Because the other RFPs also include their hourly rate. So what is going to happen at the end? Like, we're just going to take the document and say thank you very much and then do it in-house, or how does it work?
No, yeah.
Well, I can add to that. Thank you, Councilmember, Mayor, and City Council. My understanding, and I think we do have someone from Climatech here that could probably speak to this better than I can, because I understand they did it with the school district and many other organizations. But the initial part of the contract is basically done at no fee. There will be a time period where the city council will review the work product that they've completed, and then the city council will determine if they want to proceed with the project as analyzed or not proceed with the project. If they do proceed with the project, I think that's when some of their work would kick in and some of the costs would be charged to the city. However, overall, the project is supposed to be financed and constructed, the improvements, from the savings of the utility. So we would have there's no cost right now, but we'd have a full analysis to bring to the council in a few months, and then the council would say, we like this project, we want to move forward, we understand the costs now at this point, the expectations and responsibilities, and we want to move forward or we don't. So that's where we stand with the project right now.
So if this plan is formulated, At the end, if we like it, we move forward with the same company, or we go out again? Is that what the?
No, we would enter into a contract with Climatech. They would prepare the plan, and then we would either approve the plan later or not approve the plan. If we don't approve the plan, then we could start the process over again in the future. But if we did approve the plan with Climatech, then they would be the contractor and program manager for the project.
Oh, okay. And at the rates outlined already, or would that be something new?
Yes, that would be at the rates outlined.
Okay,
yes.
yeah, that's why I'd want to see how everything was scored, because there are different rates from the other companies. So did we go with the lowest RFP? Because from what it looks like, no, it's not.
No. We scored basically on our needs and the experience of the companies working in the Imperial Valley. So basically, that was the because all three companies are really awesome.
Yeah, and they're all very experienced.
They're really
and have
awesome.
worked
Top of the
in-
line, of the line. Being Climatech, the one with more projects, successful projects in the Imperial Valley.
Yeah.
So basically, we came from the general to the particular of our needs.
Yeah, because that's what I have an issue with. We don't have budget right now. We don't have any idea how much this is going to cost, and we're going with not the lowest RFP. And that's why I would have liked to have seen the score sheets, because I read through the RFPs. I saw that, some were lower in how they bill hourly rates, and this is not the lowest one. So that's why I was concerned why them when all the other RFPs that were responsive also had a lot of experience. So
Yeah, and typically, although for any project, the lowest quote is attractive,
Yes.
Not necessarily is the best for the project. So,
Yeah.
I understand
Yeah.
your
No, and
question.
I completely understand the RFP process very well, but we weren't, this is the first I hear that we were looking for this type of service. I didn't even, it wasn't brought before the council, so that's why I'm kind of like, wait, what's going on? And then we're not going with the lowest RFP, there's no budget, we don't really know how much they're gonna charge ultimately. We're not doing very well fiscally currently, so those are my concerns. I'm good.
Yeah, I have a lot of concerns. So, first of all, I'd like to know how this all came about and how it became a priority, because we haven't had our capital improvement workshop so that we can designate what our priorities are. But yet, we were able to push this to the top of the list. I also have a concern that I am aware that 2 council members dined at least on one occasion with this company. I also would like to know how the citizens are going to benefit from this, because we still don't know how they're going to benefit from this. So for us to hand over a carte blanche to a company, to a contractor, or a consultant, when we don't even know how much it's going to cost, we don't even know if it falls below the threshold of the city manager. We don't know how many hours it's going to be. We don't know exactly what we're looking at. We don't even have a scenario. And most importantly, I have an issue, or I have a concern with how an agreement got pushed through without it even going to legal, because it hasn't been approved by legal as to form. We spoke to the city attorney this morning, and he had not seen the agreement. So I definitely want to see how this RFP was rated. And I have a lot of questions that I think should be answered to the public. We don't know the benefits, we don't know the urgency, we don't know why it didn't go through legal, we don't know why this company got selected, because, I can tell you off the top of my head, Johnson Controls everybody knows who Johnson Controls is, and they've been all around the valley too. So I'd never heard of this company before, so how are they more experienced than Johnson Controls? I'm just putting that out there as a example. If you're saying that you guys picked them because of the experience, I would like to see the rating.
Those documents are available.
Who is part of your scoring committee?
It's me, Mr. Williams, and Mr. Twine.
So I'm going to go ahead, since we have some confusion going on, I'm going to make the motion to table this for clarification. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Well, I do want to add, I don't think it's confusion, just concerns.
Concerns? Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mayor Legaspi,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon,
No.
Councilmember Marquez,
Yes.
Councilmember Thailenda,
Yes.
Councilmember Noricumbo.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Going on to item number 21. We're skipping 20, right? Yeah. Consider adoption of resolution adopting increases to solid waste service charges. Do we have obviously we do have a staff report on this one.
Yes, Mayor and City Council, thank you. So let me get a little bit of water here, all right? Okay. First, I want to introduce that we do have Mr. Peter Sterenberg here, from General Manager of Republic Waste Services. Thank you, Peter. I think we all know you. The man that takes out the trash. I wanted to give this brief report, and then between Republic Waste Services and finance staff and myself will try to answer any questions or about action happening tonight. This is a follow-up to the item that was discussed at a city council meeting back on April 16th, 2025. On that date, a public hearing was held and there was no majority protest. No action was taken to approve the item, as the city council had requested additional information and to hold a meeting with stakeholders. Republic has provided additional information, and Republic discussed the rate changes with at a BID, a Business Improvement District meeting that occurred on January 8th of this year. The current rates for customers have been in effect since January 1, 2022. If approved, the new rates would take effect with services provided February 1st of this year. This action will provide for a catch-up of the deferred CPI increase required in the solid waste franchise agreement. Residential customers will see a 76 cents per month increase, and commercial increase amounts will vary based on the service level subscription. 3 cubic yard container services once per week is the most common service level. The increase for this service would be $17.60 per month. That ends my comments, and I think I would like to ask Mr. Peter Sterenberg to provide any other comments at this time, and then be available for questions.
Well, you're presenting this, so we would like to hear from you and then the public comments.
We'd also like to hear about those electric trucks again.
No, we do have those coming on. All right, so yeah, I think that you summarized it pretty well. I worked with, at that time, one of the city attorneys to work on the catch-up amount and how we figure that based on the CPI increases that were owed to Republic Services for those years where it wasn't approved. And that's how we came up with the rate structure. And rather than catch up, we looked at catching up in 1 year, 2 year. We decided at the end just to do the catch-up through the end of the agreement. So these rates will be the rates that from this point forward, the CPI adjustment will be applied to these rates going forward to the end of the contract.
Can you explain the rates between commercial and residential?
What exactly on the rates?
The rates, how high is it going to be regarding the cost?
So the residential rate, I think Ben mentioned, is going up 76 cents.
76 cents.
Currently, the city's billing $26.08 to residents, and it's going to go to $26.84.
I knew the answer. I just want everyone to, because we had a meeting, so it's 76 cents is not bad. So,
yeah. And then on the commercial side, since there's been no makeup on the rates, that one's a higher amount, right? That one works out to about 15%, 15.03% is the adjustment for those 3 years with the catch-up.
And obviously, it's something that's really important, that, like you called it, catching up. So, do we have any questions from the council before I go to public comments?
So when was the last rate increase?
Yeah, so the last one that we put in effect was January 1 of 2022. And then, and to be real specific, in '23, we did do the increase, right? It went into effect, and then the city attorney said, hold on a second, we need to do the Prop 218 notification, so that was rolled back. So it was in effect for 2 months, that is reflected in the catch-up. So there was a 2-month period where it went up in February and March of 2023.
Thank you.
Any questions for Peter?
Not for you, for our city manager. Did you do any public outreach on these increases in rates?
Yes, sir. We did have a meeting with the Business Improvement District on January 8th of this month. And we spoke to mostly downtown business owners that are also customers, and we had a similar discussion, and I would say that essentially their questions were answered and they were satisfied with the presentation.
Is that it?
I do have, yeah, so we'd been seeing this, I think since the first quarter of last year, we started having discussions, and I believe when the previous city manager, Rick Daniels, was here, we were discussing this, and we saw the reason for this, and it's, if I'm correct, it's pretty much stipulated in the agreement. The only thing that we want to do was the notification, and I know that the notification was done a few months ago. So I was even asking myself when we were going to bring this back, because I knew that, you know, the T's had been crossed and the I's, however that wording goes, dotted. So yeah, so it's part of the agreement that was signed many years ago. So that's all I wanted to say. It wasn't an agreement that we negotiated. It was an agreement that was negotiated by other council members in the past, and we're bound by it. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it.
It has to be paid. Call for public comments?
Juan Moran.
I didn't get to talk.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Councilmember.
you skipped me. Again. What's it called? So I think that there should have been some sort of public outreach. The Prop 218 was done in May of 2025, and we're in 2026, and the item was tabled without a return date. So I do have that concern. I don't think that's transparent. When it was put on the agenda out of the blue and I saw the agenda, I was like, oh, wow, that's a surprise, because it was tabled without a return date. So I do have that concern. I did let Henry know. Yes, the 218 process was done, but a long time ago. Oh, a long time ago. So I just don't feel like that's the most transparent process, because the public should have been notified again. Would have been, you know, my thoughts behind it. I would have liked to have seen that as a council member, but that's all I have to add.
Okay. Call for public comments?
Juan Moran.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, council members, and staff. I'm Juan Moran, Vega Street, Calexico, and I rise in opposition of agenda item 21. I understand it has to be paid. However, out of sheer principle, as Ms. Taileda was saying, the proposed increase to solid waste charges. This proposal would raise a mandatory unavoidable charge on every household and business in Calexico. Residents cannot opt out of solid waste service. They cannot shop around. They cannot postpone payment until their finances improve. And they are already carrying high property taxes, high utility bills, and high impact fees. When a fee is compulsory, the burden is absolute. Increasing it without a clear, transparent, and measurable plan for improved service adds yet another pressure point on families who are already stretched thin. Before any increase is considered, the public deserves a full accounting of current service levels, a transparent explanation of why existing revenues are insufficient, and a performance plan showing exactly how service will improve if rates go up. A rate increase should be the last step, not the first, and only after every internal efficiency has been exhausted and publicly demonstrated. Without that transparency, raising rates is not responsible governance. It's simply shifting costs onto residents without accountability. Item 21 highlights the need for prudent fiscal management, and this discussion should help identify the approach that best supports sustainable service delivery and the long interest of Calexico's residents. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
I'm going to go ahead and go back to council discussion after hearing the comments.
I've got one more comment.
Oh, one more comment? Okay.
June Kim?
I'm glad that I'm not the only one against this. Well, unfortunately, we better have some service with our satisfaction, but was not complied. The Steel Street and the trash, and the back aisle, so many back aisle, mountain of the boxes and trash still there. I don't know city manager where he got the satisfaction from the merchants. I believe that was other city, not the city of Calexico. And worst thing is, city of Calexico doesn't have same contract than other city. I had happened to clean my backyard, and I had to go with the person I sent it because they didn't want to. Because the only city has allowed to dump yard only twice a year. City of Imperial, they have 6 times. Where is our contract? Where is our representative working with this? And then now they have once more raise it, and they should have enough to run their business in proper way. And City of Calexico used to make the money with the city taking care of ourselves, city self. And same time, we got our employees from the city employees from the town, and we have people happy, and city made money. So I really strongly suggesting the city council look into the running by the city again. Then city makes some money, and the lower fees, people happy, and better service. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kim. I'm going to return back to council discussion after listening to the comments. Mayor Pro Tem Blanchard Calderon, any comment? Oh, do we have any more public comments? Okay. No? Any comments after listening to? Councilmember Adriana Marcus, I'm sorry. Okay. Councilmember Lisa Thailenda?
Yeah, so I just want to reiterate what other council members and staff have said, that this is a contract that the city went into a long time ago and we're bound by, unfortunately. What year was it done in, 2018? Yeah, in 2018, the city went into this contract, and it's outlined that the rates have to be increased. What I have an issue with is, I really, and I always push for this, I think it's important to include the public. The Prop 218 process was done in May of 2025, and it's been quite a few months since that was done and they were notified. We as council members should push for always informing the community, even if it's a controversial item such as raising fees, and then now they're going to have a surprise, and that's going to be the same thing that we're going to hear about is we weren't told. Again, right? Even though we can say legally that we informed the public, it was not shared again, and it, in my opinion, it should have been shared again. But that's all I have to add.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, again, we need to point out that this contract and this increase in rate is not being done by us. It was done by a previous council. We are bound by that agreement. That agreement is still in effect. The increase has to be done. So whether we do it now or we do it later, I believe we have an obligation to do it now. And the reason why I say that is because the contractor has been providing the service. They have been very patient. This started about a year ago when they realized that it hadn't been increased to how it's supposed to be done. So I believe if somebody is providing a service, they should get paid. And if the contract says that we have to pay it anyway, why are we prolonging something that we have to pay? Now, if it's regardless, if it's 73 cents right now, if it's 73 cents, or if it was $5, we still have to pay it. So why not be good on our word? And there's a contract. Let's take care of it now and move on to the next thing. That's what I think.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
I motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mayor Legaspi.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon.
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez.
Yes.
Councilmember Thalinda.
I'm abstaining.
Councilmember Noricumbo.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 22 for the public hearing. Introduction and first reading by title only of an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Calexico, California, adding Chapter 17.22 to the City of Calexico Municipal Code, regulating wireless telecommunication facility. I would like to open up this public hearing at 8:30 p.m. Is there a presentation from staff?
Yes, sir. The proposed ordinance would establish a new chapter, Chapter 17.22 of the Municipal Code, setting forth regulations pertaining to the placement and expansion of wireless telecommunications facilities throughout the city. So as a reminder, the public hearing for this item was opened on December 17th, 2025, and continued to this meeting. We did receive comments from AT&T with suggested modifications to the draft ordinance, which are reflected in the ordinance before you. Currently, we do not have a telecommunications ordinance in place, so we don't have the regulatory framework for processing these sorts of permits for either new telecommunications facilities or what we call co-location on existing telecommunications facilities. The proposed ordinance was carefully crafted based on recent telecommunications ordinances prepared by our legal counsel, Best and Krieger, that reflect current federal and state regulations. The proposed ordinance will provide a uniform and comprehensive set of standards for the development, siting, and installation of wireless facilities throughout the city, with a clear processing framework for city staff in order to process these sorts of permit applications. The regulations contained in the ordinance are designed to protect the public health, safety, and welfare of the community and aesthetic quality of the city, while at the same time providing for managed development of wireless telecommunications infrastructure in accordance with federal and state laws that govern these facilities and severely limit local authority on how we can regulate these facilities. I'll briefly go over some of the main components of the proposed ordinance. So it provides for exemptions from these regulations. For example, the typical satellite dish at your house won't be subject to this ordinance. So that's the most common exemption. And then the ordinance breaks up the types of telecommunications facilities by what federal statute denominates as eligible facilities requests. These are basically minor modifications to existing telecommunications facilities or towers. So for example, towers outside of public rights of way, when the modification does not increase the height of the tower by more than 10%, or for towers in the right of way, or for all base stations in the right of way, doesn't increase the height of the tower or base station by more than 10% or 10 feet, that would be considered an eligible facility request or minor modification. And then for all the non-eligible facilities, this would be mainly either new co-location within right-of-way that's not a small facility, or a entirely new telecommunications facility, like a new cell phone tower. And that's really the main focus of having this ordinance in place, because currently we don't have any standards on the placement, design for any of these new cell phone facilities, and they have been going in what I would consider undesirable locations, such as in residential areas at parks. And so maybe with this ordinance, we would try to have these telecommunications companies try to site them in better locations. So the ordinance establishes a tiered system for where we prefer these facilities to be located. So it bases it on, so tier 1 would be the least compatible, that would be residential zones. Tier 2 would be commercial and open space zones, where that could be potentially compatible. And then tier 3 would be industrial zones, which would be a compatible zone for these sorts of facilities. And also, we try to encourage co-location on existing facilities, and also concealment, for example, on existing structures. For example, a downtown building could have some sort of new facility behind a parapet wall concealed. So the ordinance does encourage concealment and placement in desirable areas for tower sightings, and try to eliminate them from residential, primarily from residential zones. Other design and development standards would be height limits. So you couldn't exceed, a new facility couldn't exceed 25 feet above the underlying zoning limit. So for example, in the industrial zone, the limit is 50 feet, and the height limit for a new tower would therefore be 75 feet. There would also be setback requirements, so 50 feet or the tower height couldn't be located near dwellings. The tower would need to be concealed. It would have to have non-reflective muted finishes, and landscaping would be required. There would also be requirements to comply with noise, lighting, signage, fire safety, and importantly, what is called the radio frequency exposure limits that are set by the FCC, or Federal Communications Commission. And then as part of the review, we would require a conditional use permit for new facilities. In order to encourage co-location or concealment on existing buildings, we would require an administrative approval through a development review permit that's approved administratively. And then in accordance with federal law, like for example, if the telecommunications company demonstrates that they need to exceed the height limit, there are limited exceptions that we can make under this ordinance to allow for that to occur. And there are standard conditions of approval, including decommissioning of the facility if it's abandoned. The permits would run with the land, and they would only expire upon abandonment and revocation by the city. Also, if we receive a permit and we don't have all the required information of the permit submittal application, we could deny the application without prejudice within 120 days. And that's important because under federal statute, there's these deemed approval timelines. So for new facilities, it's 150 days. If we don't act within 150 days, the telecommunications company can go ahead and build the facility and move forward with the building permit. Those are called shot clocks, and so we want to avoid that, and so that's built into the ordinance so that we have that leverage. And then revocation, the permit can be revoked for noncompliance or safety concerns. For example, if they allow the facility to become derelict, then we can require them to remove the facility. And this concludes staff presentation. At this time, we would recommend that the city close the public hearing and introduce and waive the first reading by title only of the ordinance before you, adding chapter 17.22 to the Calexico Municipal Code regulating wireless telecommunications facilities.
So in other words, we're not going to be able to put a tower right smack in the middle where kids are playing soccer anymore.
Precisely.
Okay. Are there any questions from staff? No? Are there any public comments? Being that there's no other speakers, I'll go ahead and close the public comment portion of the hearing at 8:40 p.m. Yeah, that's what my cell phone says. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, a motion to take a vote on this? Do we have a motion?
I do have, are you going to go through the council?
I'm sorry.
Like, are you going to call us?
I'm sorry.
Are you going to call us?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Colleague, any discussion? Mayor Pro Temp Lencho Calderon?
No discussion.
Okay. Councilmember Adriana Marquez? No. Councilmember Lisa Telanda?
I just want to say thank you. And thank you for going through all the sections and explaining it. Great job. Thanks.
Councilmember Diana Ndrukumbo?
Just thanks for taking the time to do this.
Do I have a motion?
I motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
So moved.
Okay. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mayor Legaspi,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon,
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez,
Yes.
Councilmember Thalinda,
Yes.
Councilmember Noricumbo,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. Going on to informational items, receive and file Library Board of Trustees minutes for the meeting of November 3rd, 2025. This item acknowledged as receipt. Announce items, receive and file Community Services Commission minutes for regular meeting of October 8, 2025 and November 12, 2025. This item has been acknowledged and received. Item number 25, information report grants activities during the period of FY 25-26 to 26, 25 to 26, Q2 October to December 2025. Acknowledgement has been received. Thank you. Calexico announcements. The Calexico Redevelopment Successor Agency. Approval of recognition, obligations payment schedule 2026 to 2027, A and B, of the successor agencies to the Community Redevelopment Agency of the City of Calexico for the period of July 2026 through June 2027. Call for a staff report. Do we have a staff report?
Yes, that's me. Good evening, Mayor, council members, and members of the public. The item that you have before you is a resolution to approve the recognized obligation payment schedule, which is commonly referred to as the ROPS. The ROBS is a schedule of funding requests submitted to the California Department of Finance to pay for existing obligations that were entered into by the former Calexico Redevelopment Agency prior to its dissolution. This item is brought before the City Council for approval on an annual basis. Following City Council approval, the ROBS is then presented to the Imperial County Oversight Board for review and approval, and then submitted to the Department of Finance for final approval. For this reporting period, the total funding being requested is approximately 4.7 million. These funds will be used to pay debt service, including principal and interest, for 2 outstanding bond issues, associated costs such as bond servicing fees and continuing disclosure fees, and an admin cost allocation. This marks the 15th fiscal year since the dissolution of the Calexico Redevelopment Agency. At this time, there are approximately 7 years remaining before the city may fully dissolve the successor agency. And that's it. That's the end of my report. Any questions?
Any questions? Okay. Councilmember Lisa Talenda?
No, no questions, thank you.
Councilmember Diana?
You said something about it's going to be dissolved?
Yes, because we have 7 years left of debt service payments. We can't dissolve yet. We can only dissolve after we have paid all the obligations remaining. So our debt service payments end in 7 years, and that's when we can, after we make that last payment, we file the last and final ROBS, then we can dissolve.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome.
Call for public comments? No? Call for a motion?
Motion to approve?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mayor Legaspi,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon,
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez,
Yes.
Councilmember Thailenda,
Yes.
Councilmember Noricumbo,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and jump back to number 26, and under the announced items. Information update, former Chamber of Commerce building located on the northwest corner of Highway 111 and 98. Acknowledge and receive. Okay. Do we have any future agenda items? Councilmember, Mayor Pro Tem Lencho Calderon?
I don't have any, Mayor.
Councilmember Adriana Marquez?
You know what? Yes, I'm
Go-
sorry.
Okay.
And it's just a request, the funding for our community center, if someone can look at it. And again, it's because we're at endangered not to have a pool service this summer and recreation for our youth. If we can look at it and see if we can come up with more funding to try to get these activities out there for our citizens. And that's all I have.
Okay. Councilmember Lisa Talenda?
No, I have none, thank you.
Councilmember Diana Nerukumbo?
Yes, I wanted to, there's no rush, it doesn't have to be at the next council meeting, but maybe to consider if the old Chamber of Commerce building is going to be demolished. I don't know what intentions there might be with it yet, but I believe, and I've heard others, staff members might as well, and members of the public, that maybe housing the traffic, what do you call it? The traffic unit, the city's traffic unit there, that's probably one of that, and Second Street is the place where they need it the most. I think at one point there was a conversation that you had mentioned, there's new buildings now that are very easy, not really to build, but I don't know, some
Prefabricated.
yeah, like something prefabricated, or just to kind of make that part of the Police Department. It's a very transited corner. So just to maybe bring it up at some point to have a discussion and see if that's what the council would like to do with that corner. That's all I have.
Fire Chief Juan Contreras, reference to the Chamber of Commerce, you have any comments on that one? No? Okay. All right. The Chamber, yeah, and I do agree with Councilmember Diana Nokumbo. One of the things we're looking at is when we last went to the Chamber of Commerce building, it was full of, it had a lot of issues. It was very expensive to try to fix. So one of the things that definitely it needs to be taken down, and I mean we're not going to lose a Chamber of Commerce. We're going to bring back a Chamber of Commerce, hopefully right there with a makeshift building, the way the Calexico High School have built their building, or we're also looking at the building across the street from City Hall. There's a lot of people out there that there's a lot of emotions when it comes to the Chamber of Commerce. Has been around since Hilda Carrillo's time, so we can't just let it go. But that building is obsolete, and it needs to be torn down and somehow revived. So that's what I have for that. So do I have a motion to any future agenda items? Are we done with that? Right. Motion to adjourn? What? No, we're not doing. Yeah. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Roll call, Madam Clerk?
Mayor Legaspi.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calderon.
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez.
Yes.
Councilmember Thalinda.
Yes.
Councilmember Noricumbo.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.